Welcome to another episode of Motion in Motion New Adventures. I'm Lori Olson, founder and chief instructor of the Windex School of Mobile Apps and creator of Six-Pack Apps. This time we'll be answering the question, what is continuous integration and why should you care? Wikipedia says that in software engineering, continuous integration, or CI, is the practice of merging all developers' working copies into a shared mainline several times a day. But in practice, I think Microsoft's definition is closer. Continuous integration is the process of automating the build and testing of code every time a team member commits changes to version control. So what does this mean with respect to open source? A couple of weeks ago in my newsletter, I talked about the importance of a healthy open source ecosystem to the growth of our community. Contributing to the gems and frameworks that we use to get our work done every day is critical to maintaining that healthy, growing ecosystem. But making that first contribution to a gem or framework can seem intimidating, especially when you get these big red warnings about broken builds when you do finally make that first step. But it doesn't have to be intimidating. What you have to learn is that most projects use continuous integration. The project will have a test suite, that is, a series of tests that run and exercise all parts of the code. That test suite validates that everything is working properly, and that validation is automated by the integration of a continuous integration service. On GitHub, one of the most common homes for open source repositories, such integrations are built in, and one of the most common CI services in use is Travis CI. When we send our first pull request to an open source project, Travis will swing into action, run the test suite on your pull request. And unfortunately, more often than not, the test suite will fail, resulting in the dreaded big red build failed message. But don't dread that, because it is going to happen. It's going to happen more commonly than not, at least when you first start working on projects. And the fact is, unless the person maintaining that project is paid to do that work, and few are, chances are a broken build isn't necessarily your fault. But fixing that build may become a necessary part of your contribution. So you should probably learn how to do that. And that, my friends, is what this edition of Motion in Motion New Adventures is all about. I'll see you inside. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a great time to get started. See the link below.